For the Love of Christmas is a feature film from 2022. This is written and directed by Karlton T. Clay, and it stars Donald Ross Jr. as Rashad. And it is a terrible film for several reasons, and I will explain those reasons, but I won't go into any spoiler detail, just in case you decide to watch this. I will say, in the interest of being as positive as possible, Rashad is a likeable character. I thought the performance there was very good, and I have absolutely no complaints about that character or the acting there. A lot of the other acting is terrible, and I'm very easily pleased with acting. There are many films that I watch where there are reviews saying awful acting, terrible casting, and I'm thinking, I don't agree with any of this. Very easy to please me when it comes to performances. And unfortunately, there are a lot of really bad performances in this film, and also a lot of very unlikable characters, not necessarily badly written. I think they're meant to be unlikable, but that doesn't make for a very pleasant viewing experience. Rashad, in the run-up to Christmas, is having some interesting career opportunities, rather like that part of the narrative, and we also have the wedding aspect with his fiancée. His fiancée is exceptionally unlikable. She's a character called Lauryn, and I hated her. Absolutely hated her. We also have Rashad's friend, Faye, who is also unlikable, but not quite as unlikable. And there are some problems there as well. So he has a lot to deal with in the run-up to Christmas. Is there a good amount of Christmas in this? Not necessarily. There's enough Christmas for it to be called a Christmas film. But if you're looking for a film to put you in the Christmas mood, to get into the festive spirit, I don't think it's going to do that at all. There are not really many redeeming aspects of this film. The narrative is okay, by which I mean it works well enough, the key plot points are fine, the pacing is okay. So as a story, if I were reading it, if this were a novel, or even if I was just reading the screenplay, it would be okay, I think. But we have some terrible acting, and as I said, I very, very rarely say that. And also the audio is terrible. Well, I don't know if I'm blaming the audio or the acting. There are certain characters, Lauryn, for example, who will be speaking very softly and quietly 1 minute, and then screeching the next in the same sentence. And that's really awkward when it comes to audio levels, because I'm constantly having to turn it up and down accordingly. So I don't know if I'm blaming the acting for that, because I feel like there's a lack of control over the volume of the delivery, or if I'm blaming the audio for that. I really don't know. But either way, it was very uncomfortable to listen to for a lot of the film. And that also meant, coupled with some poor performances and unlikable characters, it was all bordering on unwatchable. I did watch it because I wanted to get to the end of it so I could say that I stuck with it, just in case anything happened that turned it around and actually made me really enjoy the end of it. But unfortunately, I didn't. The narrative is interesting enough. Our protagonist is definitely very likeable. And as I said, I think Donald Ross Jr. gave a really good performance. But that's pretty much all I can say about this film in terms of being positive. And unfortunately, needless to say, For the Love of Christmas is certainly not one that I'm going to recommend.